Hello, friends, and welcome to 10 Points Under Halloween Edition. Ooh, we've got an awesome Halloween game going on for you, and joining me is none other than someone who actually I'm not sure, but I feel like you'd probably like Halloween a lot. This is none other than Dysole, Master of Puns. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I usually do some kind of dress up thing for Halloween. Usually it's half the time I already have this cosplay lying around. What the heck? Why not?
Oh, nice.
So yeah, no, I enjoy it. But yeah. I kind of saw that we had a bunch of specters and ghosties and mummies, and I'm just like, yeah, Halloween edition,
It's
Halloween edition.
perfect. It's
Yeah.
by happenstance, but or I don't know, divine destiny or something. Because
Apparently, I was just like, that looks like a fun game. Let's do that one. I didn't even think until we were like sitting down. I'm like, oh yes,
the timing
Halloween
is
edition.
perfect. Oh yeah, got
Yes.
all the spookies on the board, and it's gonna be a good one. I'm really excited for it. I've actually been looking forward to this game in general too because, well, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but I do like the matchup, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So I was kind of looking at the this is quad pod where each side brought 4 pods to choose from, and essentially 4 out of the 8 get chosen. In this particular one, so what happened was Bodacious Blood here led with the Crypt Guardian ×2 and Spectres of Aldorn ×2 pod. Now, that makes a lot of sense because the other pods were Himmelscrawl and some Fourth Mass. They don't have a great way to kill the Crypt Guardians.
Hmm.
Mittens and Vaynek Vipers ×3. Again, not a great way to kill any of them. No special attack. In fact, there was no special attacks, I believe, in the entire pool. You've got uh,
Oh, that's right.
Firelike Spiders and Wyvern. Again, tricky to kill them. You got McCreech and the Phantom Knights, which is also hard. Braxis can maybe ice them, but that's a pretty tall ask.
Hmm.
And then you got Krav and Sudama. Krav are probably not a terrible option here, but Sudama isn't as great there. And then you got Rygarn and the 6 Chain Fighters. So I'm not surprised that he kind of leads off with that just because there's not many great things in the pool to counter it to really go after with special attacks, but and even what can kind of do it is really like Braxis or Krav. They're not great, and so you kind of have to not. You don't have a whole ton of other options. Chris takes Braxis and the Dumatef, which makes a lot of sense because Braxis is good, and also if Chris doesn't, then Braxis is probably going to be in Bodacious's army
Hmm.
on the flip side, and Braxis is pretty good against all of these smaller segments of stuff. And then he grabs probably the best, just on pure army strength, the Phantom Knights ×3 and Guilty McCreech pod, because that's just the best pod in the pool. I think just as far as sheer, like, in a vacuum, that's the best pod. Bodacious then grabs the Chain Fighters and Rygarn because Rygarn is really nice in being able to decide whether you want Specters or Crypt Guardians. And what's also nice, he can flip it between the Crypt Guardians as well. And all those Chain Fighters are kind of garbage without the without the Cryptos.
Hmm.
Um, could have gone the Krav and Sudama, but I think this is the better call here, just because with all of those Phantom Knights, well, yeah, actually, with all the Phantom Knights, you kind of really don't want to go with anything ranged. And
Right,
he's got
right.
Rygarn, who is ranged, but Rygarn's going to be an endgame figure. So, and yeah, so I think that both players drafted this pretty well here. I don't really think they're like, I think you can make an argument that lead with the Phantom Knights. Although then you do kind of set yourself up for having your opponent take the Phantom Knights. Sorry, then you have set up your opponent for having the Braxis and Crypt Guardians build. I guess then you'd probably just take, I don't know, Krav and Sudama, or yeah, probably Krav and Sudama, just because then you're like, well, we're gonna do our best here, but it's not. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
not ideal for sure.
I think this is probably the best army that both could have ended up with.
Mhm.
If I'm Chris, I'm definitely, uh, kind of, because the Chain Fighters and the Crypt Guardians aren't really great against Braxis, whereas the Spectres, Braxis can just melt like crazy, and there's not a whole ton of them.
Mhm.
So, if I'm Chris, I'd probably be tempted to just lead with a bunch of Phantom Knights. You got Wannock, but you've got a Dumatep that can eat a Wannock for you, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Whereas, there's not really a great place to drop Wannocks on Bodacious's side. But so I would probably just go all Phantom Knights out to start with us for Chris and just kind of wait until things are a bit more cleared out or kind of all gummed up, and then probably bring out Braxis. The Spectres are kind of going to be have pretty free move, but you kind of don't want the Cryptos and the Crypt Guardians to kind of get some early goings with it. And if I'm Bodacious, trying to think here because I want so if I'm expecting that Chris is going to lead with the Phantom Knights, then I'm gonna probably expect to lead with the Spectres just because, and maybe put, like, an order marker or 2 on Crypt Guardians, but I honestly don't know if you don't really need to. You've got Rygarn there for that, so you don't even need to.
Right.
You can just basically go all Spectres. So that's how I would start off playing this, and I would like, Loden is there's some neat things that both sides can do with Loden, but Wannock is far more important because
Mhm.
Bodacious really doesn't want to take any Wannock wounds. Like, he can afford, like, maybe 1 or 2 on a Crypt Guardian or Rygarn, but, like, there's no good spots. And then Chris, it gets interesting once he can afford the 1 on the Dumatef that is, but after that, it starts to get a lot more interesting. Like, he could put some on Braxis because she's got a lot of life, or he could use Guilty for that, but you'd really rather not if you don't
Right.
have to. So I anticipate a lot of this game is going to take place around Wannock. That just makes a lot of sense to me as to, and with both armies being incredibly mobile. Okay, so I guess the Crypt Guardians and uh, Chain Fighters aren't super mobile, but they can definitely dictate the battlefield in a way that the Phantom Knights really can't.
Right. Exactly.
But I think the Spectres are the early going, but you got to be careful with them because you only got 8 of them, and he's only got 9 PKs, but they hit harder. So
Yeah,
let's
there
see how this goes.
yeah, I'm excited to see how it rocks and rolls, so let's hop on into it and we'll see.
Oh, he's leading with the cryptos.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Not what I would have done, but I mean, I still think. And
Oh,
Chris
and
is leading with
guilty.
Guilty McCreech.
Interesting.
I feel like he's trying to. Oh, I think I know what he's trying to do. I think he's okay. Well, he's probably using Guilty to try and get as many wounds on something as possible, and I guess I can see that working, but I don't want to run Guilty out in the early goings with with Chain Fighters running around because it's super easy for a Chain Fighter to just be like, "Hi, Guilty, you're mine now."
Yeah, right.
So he's currently shooting at the Chain Fighter, which is a good call because,
Probably not going to do much against a crypto.
well, and also the crypto isn't going to be able to get to you,
Oh,
whereas
truth, truth, truth. Yeah.
whereas the Chain Fighter absolutely can. Not quite get there, but uh, you can kind of move up to you can go up to there, try and yoink Guilty away, but of course, if you roll a 6, you can't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the problem now for Guilty is that there's nowhere for Guilty to run unless he hopefully kills this thing. Like, that's literally his only option. I guess no, there's not really a spot that is safe from both a Crypt Guardian. Well, let's see, is it blue or green that this one's on?
I think the next one's on green. Although
Okay.
it could be on blue if
Well, it actually
you
doesn't
decided to.
matter
Yeah.
because Rygarn.
Yeah.
So Rygarn can just go wherever. So you literally like there's I guess Guilty was trying to like early snipe a bunch of specters or something.
Yeah, I guess like if you're expecting a Spectre opening, then kinda I could
I mean,
see
it
it.
kind of makes some sense to try and snipe as many specters as you can that way, but like I just don't I'm confused. Like Chris definitely would have had a game plan in here. So, Bodacious saying that he's failed his chain grabs.
Fun
I remember
stats.
setting it. Well, I remember setting a chain fighter on one. It was one of the boards that has like a shadow space and a lava space, and I sat a chain fighter on that shadow space, and I got ready to roll someone over, and I rolled an 8. I needed a 9. I
Man.
rolled an 8. It was the most disappointing 8 I have ever rolled.
Yeah, yeah. I mean there you go.
Okay, so now it's on green, and like I just drop onto the Wanet glyph with the green mummy because he's got one more turn and he's not killing. He's not killing. I just drop onto Wanek, make him kill the Dumatef, and then punch him with the chain fighter.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Oh, avoiding it though.
I mean, I can understand like, keep green in a safe spot because if you next round there could be two attacks of 4 coming down from PKs, which
Mm-hmm.
is not insignificant. Guilty McCreech
Wow, that is
stays
some
away live
defense
by
there.
the like skin of his teeth. Oh, and Order Marker 3's on the
Oh,
PKs.
interesting.
So
So ye old
if he
bait and
had done what
switch.
I had suggested, there would have been 2 attacks of 4. I still think leading Guilty here was a bad move.
Yeah, I don't love it. I because even if you're going against specters, I guess the pot shots are nice against specters
Like
and
maybe if you're trying
flying's
to
a
kill like
thing, but
Rygarde, I guess?
yeah,
Like
maybe.
like I just I don't understand what he was trying to do here. Um because it'd be way too easy in this setup to take Wanek, force something somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you're in a much better spot that way. But
Yeah, same.
I don't know. Like if I'm gonna be leading in the early going, I kind of well, leading Braxis is asking for trouble, but I mean attack of 5 is not a joke. Like
Mm-hmm.
and you could very easily try and use her to okay, so now that chain fighter is gone, but
That was quite the attack from that as
yeah,
well.
3 for 3s always feel good
Oh yeah.
until your opponent rolls like 3 for 4 or something. And you're like,
Truth, truth.
I hate you right now.
It's that momentary high followed by that devastating low.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing as when you're like, oh, my opponent only rolled 1 skull. I'll be fine.
And then you blink.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not.
Why, Deathwalker? Why? You had 11 defense.
Okay, and now it's all PKs and Braxis, and he's splitting them between PKs and and Braxis.
Okay,
I get
interesting.
it. I would be just going all PKs and just trying to clear as much stuff out for Braxis as possible because there's too much that can just kind of make Braxis's life super annoying.
Right. Yeah, it's I think I just stick with the consistency of the PKs, especially since you know that Bodacious is probably committing with
I
mummies.
I love that draw placement. That is such a good placement. It is able to go pretty much anywhere and you can't get height on it. You
Mm-hmm.
can go and pound away at the 3 defense crypto but I mean, that sucks to suck.
Mm-hmm.
You could get through it, but it's gonna be a slog. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing it's probably 1 on PKs, 2 on Braxis, 3 on PKs. That's just my thought.
I
I
can
don't
see
think
that.
Chris would put I don't think Chris would put 2 order markers on Braxis, and I think putting 3 on Braxis with Wannock in the pool is just a bit too risky of a play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Bodacious's army does not like Wannock, and although now they're kind of like sectioning off Guilty, but I mean,
Gotta protect that
okay.
cowboy. You
Well, and I mean, I think he's also trying to like bait the Blue Mummy to come up and attack the PK on up on height,
Mm-hmm.
or even that PK on low ground.
And get a
And
nice round
like,
on him.
yeah, get some attacks of 4, which you kind of need. Um, if I, yeah, I don't, I no, that's a trap. You don't want to do that. It's a trap. You don't want to attack up
Bodacious, it's
there
a trap. It's
because
a trap. No.
he's already done it. And you should probably be moving up like a couple of chain fighters at a time, just in case
Right,
you lose the
yeah.
one sitting there. I mean, he's probably gonna be fine with that, but
Yeah, I would love to see more chain fighters in the
yeah, and even if
mix.
you yoink away that one, like,
They're Phantom Knights. They go where they
ooh,
want.
well, that's not really necessarily the problem. It's that he's still gonna get a heighted attack
Mm-hmm.
on you, and I think, oh no, he can't do it with one of the back ones. Braxis, and Braxis is he's creating a way, basically a, and if he gets lucky here, that's really good for him.
Yeah, that could be huge. Is
What
it
does he need? Like
17 or higher, I think?
I think he
18?
needs a 17 or higher. Yeah, he got it on the chain fighter, the one that he totally wanted it on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm actually tempted to run that move. Yeah, exactly. Go right here, attack Braxis, because why the hell not? But man, you gotta roll more than 1 for 3, dude.
Yeah, you
Like,
do.
he keeps rolling these one skull attacks, except for the one that Guilty like blocked like a champ.
Mm-hmm. It's not quite going his way, and needs more chain fighters up there too.
Yeah, I would have moved up another chain fighter rather than trying to yoink away PKs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
you
this
want those
position isn't as
numbers.
bad right now because it's like he wants to get rid of that Blue Mummy, but at the same time, like, it's not a great spot. Oh, he had a third. Oh, he did put Order Marker 3 on
Interesting.
Braxis. I mean,
Full
I
acid
guess,
YOLO.
pretty much, yeah, I think that's kind of the plan here, is just acid YOLO, because what else you gonna do? Like, attack of
Right.
5 against a tough is
It's
what you're likely to
it'll
get
happen
here.
eventually, but oh wow. Okay, there you go. There's the big one.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because you're only gonna do like zero point 0.8 wounds on average
Oh, really? Is that
with
all?
a 5 attack versus tough.
Wow. Yeah, that's less than I expected. But even then, even if it's a little bit more, I think acid's probably the right call. And
Yeah, no, it absolutely
getting
is.
rid of a mummy there is big.
Yeah, especially with how poorly that board has been developed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's just this is one of the reasons why I was tempted to lead with the specters, because then you have a lot more board control. So he's got them all on the Blue Mummy. I mean,
I guess that's kind of a
oh, he's taking a disengage. All right, all right. It looked like they were all on like PKs. So
I think so, yeah. Still
Man, you
trying to
need to
crack that.
roll more skulls.
Mm-hmm.
This has been helpful advice. Like, seriously, dude, you need more skulls.
Oh, and shooting in with the chain
Interesting.
fighter. Okay. All right, there you go. There you go. There's a kill.
It does mean though that it's that mummy is going to be incredibly difficult to kill with PKs.
Right. That thing will be around. Well, could be around for a while, but Chris can,
Yep, and now
like he
he's
just
going into
did.
the start zone to go start killing some. Yep, I
Yep,
see
just
what he's
saying.
doing
All
here.
right, long term, you can stay up there. That's fine. I'll go after your sleeper units.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what's the right move here. Because your next order marker 3 is going to be on the blue mummy, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting that mummy there doesn't really help you. I think, okay, if you back up some and then probably just move one of your chain fighters over and kill the one that jumped into your start zone. Yeah. I don't know if I would have done that one, but I probably would have. I mean, it worked out. It worked itself out.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Like Ken says, it's a good move if it works.
That's it's kind of like the thing that's like, what's the difference between a heroic action and a really stupid one? And the answer is whether or not it works.
Yep. That is one
So
heroic chain fighter right now.
he's lost 2 PKs. And I mean, yeah, yep, okay, so yeah, go to Wannock. Like,
Mm-hmm. Force that.
I mean, you don't have to. In fact, it's probably better for you to wait in there because if you don't, then that chain fighter sitting over there by Wannock can literally pull you off the glyph. So
That's true.
going to Wannock on turn 2 is not a good call. And you need to roll more skulls than that, Chris.
Oh, the
Because
joys
none
of
of
fighting against
those,
mummies.
yeah, tough units are just yeah, Bodacious also needs to roll more skulls than that. Y'all are just this is like a slap fight. This is literally a slap fight that we're seeing right now.
Well, they're ghosts. They're just phasing through each other. Or I guess a ghost and a mummy.
You know. And I'd probably move the one that's sitting ooh, they're all potentially in bad spots. Yeah. I like that one. I like that move slightly better. Oh, I see what you're doing. I don't love it, but I know I honestly think you can't afford to lose any more of those.
Right. Still can't get those chain grabs. I guess he got one earlier, but
Yeah, he got one that he needed, but he's not gotten many that he has. Um, yep,
just
yep.
going back in. Yep. I like it. Wonder if he
I would
dodges
run.
in with his
Yeah, I
undead.
would just run down and attack down on another one. There's no point in not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, hacking away at the mummy. Like, I guess you got to do it at some point, but I mean, I
Honestly, I would just and if I'm being truthful, if I am bodacious, I put specters I go all in on specters next round, especially if he kills like a chain fighter or something.
oh yeah.
Interesting. Not what I would have done. I don't. You're just yeah. That's the play.
Okay,
That's
there
the
you
play
go.
I would
Yeah,
make. Although
yeah,
I would have definitely gone to Wannock. I don't know why you're not.
yeah. I really like
Ooh.
Wannock. I like the ignore the mummy play.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, ignore the mummy. The mummy is not gonna do anything for you. Yeah. So this next round, I probably go like all specters. Chris probably just needs to keep doing PKs. But like if you drop him down really fast with the specters, all of a sudden he kind of needs to bring Braxis out,
Mm-hmm.
and he's still got to take care of. And he's probably not made any progress with the stuff. Anyway, I think that it's very very winnable if you Yep. Okay, so he went mostly specters, but there's also some Braxis here as well. And Braxis is going to have some fun times with those specters, but the specters can also have some fun times with Braxis. So,
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Switching to the blue mummy.
oh, I see what he's doing here. Okay. Oh, I see
Dang.
what he's gonna do, or at least I think I know what he's gonna do. Yep, yep,
There you
yep.
go. Hey, that's a pretty hefty hit. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the right play, but I definitely think I don't think it's a bad play
Right.
because especially with 2 order markers on Braxis, I'm actually very tempted to make that play. Um, because now you've kind of made Braxis have to make some bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and now his PKs kind of have to make some bad choices here. Like basically they have to go all in on these chain fighters. And one of the things you have to think is, okay, how much of this is on that mummy? Like, where's the X? Is the X on a blue mummy? You know, there's at least one more turn with the mummy coming up,
Mm-hmm.
but where is it going to be?
Get attacked down and hiding in the darkness. Yeah.
You need to cast magic missile at that darkness. Aww. So order marker 2 is on the blue mummy, and there's not many good places to go.
Right.
I think I'd probably just go on the 4 space. Or no, you can't get down to the PK down there.
Not quite.
I think I just go to that single 4 space hex. Yeah, I think I'd probably just yep, that's probably where I go just because it's like, yep,
Why
that's the
not?
play.
Yeah.
You need to roll more than 1 skull.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm pretty confident order marker 3 is on the specters. But now Braxis is free, and I'm curious if Chris is going to be aggressive with her.
Yeah. I wonder.
Because like if Chris goes to like one of those 3 spots, he could hit the uh he could hit Rygarn as well as the crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And if he manages to get either one of those,
That's huge,
that's really
yeah.
good. And if he's on one of those 3 spots and he thinks it's on specters, they're not really going to be able to get many good hits on Braxis.
Mm-hmm.
If he thinks it's on the mummy, though, he's in trouble if he goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't really know what the right play is here. I think you have to figure out because I think it's on specters, so you probably want to play a bit conservative. Um, yeah, that's well. I was gonna say, I was like, that's the conservative play is not going to that spot. That might
Right.
be the correct move, but it's not the conservative play. That is much more the conservative play. You've only really got one figure in your acid, and that's the crypto.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably the play I would have gone with, just to be
It's
safe.
yeah, you don't need to okay, but it's on the blue mummy.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, he
Yeah,
can
that's a good call.
definitely mess up Raxus. Yeah, that's the reason why you don't do that. He can't really get his uh he can't really get any of his chain fighters into a good spot.
Yeah, so take the PK
Okay,
count.
so he's
Not
down
bad.
to
6 PKs?
he is down to looks like yeah, 6 PKs. Now the question is, do you take the disengage and go melt some specters?
I'd be very tempted to. Oh no, go normal attack.
And hey, you do a wound.
Yep.
It's actually not a terrible call.
Mm-hmm.
And now the next round, order marker 1, I definitely put on the blue mummy because if and I think I do mummy and then 2 specters. and put my X on the mummy, because my thought process on that is essentially, if if you lose the mummy, you just go all in on specters. But if you don't, you can potentially get 2 good turns in with the mummy, depending on how the game goes. So, those are not, I know you asked for pointers from Big Up, but this is Dysole telling you
I
what
actually,
you should do.
yeah, no, I like your advice. I was actually trolling him at the time. I just had a flashback to watching the game live, and I remember trolling him. And I did shoot him a message and say my pointer is to not play mummies because I was trashing the mummies at the time.
I love them. Okay, I'll take that back. I I love the card. I'm just very annoyed with the wording of Royal Escort is all. That's all. I
Yeah,
like the
that's fair.
card. I just I just am very annoyed with how that power is worded. Yeah, your attack dice have been terrible,
Garbage.
Bodacious.
They've been defense dice.
33% attack. That is really bad, and you're 2 of 9 on your, yeah, and 2 of 9 on the, damn, that's really bad. Like, you, man, I mean, he's getting these attacks in,
Hmm. He's like just
and
squeaking
yeah,
by
no,
enough to remain in the game, but
and I think that was the right play to kill the PK. I didn't see how many order markers were on Braxis, but that was definitely the right play. Um, and I believe, yeah, so this PK is gonna be doing an even shot, and looks like he's just kind of holding back with the rest. Not unreasonable. Just because there's no good places for him to go.
hmm.
Oh, he went to Loden.
Oh, interesting.
Oh!
Okay, okay.
Well, it means that, Braxis can potentially acid the mummy more. Man, you're just 1 for 3, dudes. That's really not good,
Yeah, yeah, they're fighting with pool noodles or something with weak mummy wrists that they're just.
apparently. Yeah, you don't get fancy.
Hey, there's a chain grab. There you go. And
I
a
wouldn't have moved it. I
right, yeah, I don't
um,
love moving there. I mean, it's okay,
it's
I guess,
fine.
but
Now if now the question is, yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, he just, yeah, just acid them. Nothing happens. Alright. Order marker 3 on the mummy. You really need to roll better than that. Although, if the, yeah, I think bring up the, well, let's see. I honestly think
go
I
for
just
it,
take a
bud.
hit. I think I take it, because you're gonna win with the amount of, specters you have if you can kill Braxis, like,
Right, exactly. So if and all the early wounds you can get on her, the better.
yeah. So, I make that move. Um, yeah, no point in not.
Hope you can break. Hey, there you go. Wow, wow.
So now she's at 4 of 8, and it becomes a very, risky proposition for her to run away.
Mm-hmm.
Attacking down normally. What an interesting decision there.
It worked out.
It
Huh.
worked out, but so now I put order marker 1 on the blue mummy and then the rest on specters. There's no point in doing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
They're all on Braxis.
And they're all on Blue Mummy. What?
Man, you better hope that you
He's
don't get
really banking on that
acidified.
thing living. Yeah.
Yeah, because if if the mummy dies here, you're losing an order marker no matter what.
Right.
Like, but nice job in staying out of Braxis's aura. So if she
Mm-hmm.
wants to do a thing, she's got to come and get it. Yep. Okay, he's doing the LEA.
Yeah, I was just coming down this way right now.
Oof. Oof. Nope, not good enough. Good enough. Honestly, I think he probably wanted that 16 on the
Oh yeah, wait, because it's 17 or higher, right? And he's got load in,
Yep.
so that would have.
Yep.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the chain fighter I don't think can actually get to Braxis.
Yep. Nope. Not quite. Oh,
Yeah, I
switching to
think
specters.
switching to Spectres is probably a good call. Um
It's two to be.
he's gonna get at least one 2v2, but now he's also spreading himself out. Um this is probably the right call, but it's you better hope he doesn't roll 16 plus
Right.
on Braxis
Nope.
on your
That's an
mummy.
attack.
Ooh, that's no. I think this one's up. Oh my gosh, going 2 for 2 on both of
Man.
them.
Oh man.
Oh,
Holy cow.
oh,
Yeah, that wasn't what I
frick!
was expecting at all.
Wow.
Oh, okay, and takes the Crypt Guardian. Good measure. Okay, okay, yeah. So some good D20 rolls.
But yeah, so this is why I would have done order marker 3 on the specters, because like you're just asking for trouble
Right, yeah. Now
otherwise.
now that thing's gone and you just used your Rygarn switch. And
With Rygarn, you pretty much my general advice with Rygarn is basically order marker 1, always put with Rygarn, put order marker 1 on the thing that you're most afraid is going to die, and put your order marker 3 on the thing that you really hope you don't lose.
mm-hmm.
So order marker 3 on the thing that order marker 3 on the thing that you're okay taking a turn with. Basically set yourself up in such a way that I set my order markers up when I'm playing with Rygarn is that basically I go for essentially maximum riskiness, as it were.
That makes sense.
And honestly,
Specters.
yeah, I'm tempted to just like 'cause at this point with those like that death there, that because being able to kind of come back like Braxis did here, because he didn't quite finish her off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I pretty much go all Rygarn.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I think yeah, I agree. He kind of needed that one. Um, yep.
Always the one that you.
Oh, because Braxis can definitely kite. Like, do you just go for the normal attack? I'm very tempted to. There's nothing on Specters. And how many order markers do you have on Braxis?
Good question. I'm not quite sure.
Interesting. I don't know if he's doing the normal attack or what he's planning on doing
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Oh.
Nice.
Oh, spicy!
Yep, that
That
works.
was a spicy play. Bodacious Blood. Well done. Well done. You have. I'm not going to say that that was a great play, but it was a beautiful one. Like, it's one of those plays that you're like, man, if that hadn't worked, we'd all be talking about what a terrible play that was.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
But
it
it did.
worked. I guess he's figuring maybe order marker 2's on the chain fighter. Like, I mean, I guess. Like,
Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't know. Dead chain fighter.
if you put order marker 2 on the chain fighter Bodacious, I'm going to be very sad.
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be funny, and it wouldn't matter because it's going on Rygarn. Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, what are you
And Chris
doing?
is just like, yeah, I've got this. but
So
didn't.
really
Okay,
the big
so.
question at this point for Chris is because like at this point, even if he does hop on Wannick, like that,
Mm-hmm.
there's no guarantee like he because he can just kill that last specter. And ooh,
Right.
so having Loden and Wannick at the same time is kind of great. It's funny because what happened was I had it one time. Uh and I took Loden entirely because I was like, what the heck? It could happen. And I rolled a 1 for Wannick, but I have Loden, so yeah, it's
Nice.
fine. But it was definitely one of those that was like, well, that's funny.
Wait, what?
I don't know
That
why
that's
they're
a that's a
rolling for
that's a
Wannick.
great. I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not sure
so
what happened there, but yeah, works
so now
out.
it's an interesting thing. Honestly, like, oh gosh, do I put an order marker on Guilty McCreech? I'm really tempted to.
I could see it.
I don't
I
know if
mean,
Guilty can actually see him, so well, actually, it wouldn't matter because you can always just move to a
you can
4
just move
spot.
around, but yeah, I don't know. That's
That's really tempting.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And Rygarn's definitely one of those figures that could pull off a comeback here.
oh, Rygarn is in a
With
very good spot. Yeah, I guess that's
Jumpy
not.
Isamu. Oh, guilty? I
I
guess
I
that's a
think
good
that's
call.
probably the better call, just
Yeah.
because Guilty can kite you a lot better.
Mm-hmm. And it's an easier hit than
Well, and
the range.
if he fails, if he man,
Holy cow, Rygarn!
you need to like roll some defense, dude.
Yeah. He's giving
I
up.
mean, Rygarn is
His
oh my
offense is
gosh.
okay. His offense is
Yeah, his
okay.
offense is amazing, but like okay, so it's on Guilty. Yep.
Block it. Okay, okay. Rygarn's still in the game. Okay, big shot. Holy cow. Oh my
Womp
gosh.
womp.
No temporal jumps at all.
No
Dang.
temporal jumps and 4 0 for 3s.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That was a lot. I mean, like Chris just said, a lot closer than I expected there.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, like I still think that like Guilty was in a nice position there at the end, but like yeah, like I don't know, like I think there was some good plays here, but I don't really like how either player like started off the game, and they
Same.
both
Yeah.
ignored Wannick for way too long.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if either player goes for Wannick earlier, like the first round play that you mentioned, sending the green mummy onto Wannick there at the end of the round would have forced a lot more action there.
Yeah, and instead it ended up being all in the middle of the board, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully with and a lot of Braxis trying to get lucky, which is yeah, so like there's I definitely think Bodacious got the shorter end of the luck stick this game, but yeah, I think I don't know, I think the early placement, like Chris ended up being able to um cover the board a lot more with those with the PKs once he started bringing them in.
Mm-hmm.
But had had Bodacious led with Spectres, like they wouldn't have really been able to do as much. They would have been in a really bad spot, and like, so I don't know. Like I said, it worked out for Chris, obviously, and Guilty there at the end doing guilty things, but like, yeah, I just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I do think I was honestly expecting just about each round for Bodacious to finally go in with the Spectres, and did he only end up
yeah,
taking the one turn with them?
yeah.
It was
I
just
think he,
the one Rygarn
yeah,
turn, right?
yeah. I think it was just the one Rygarn turn, and because like 4 attacks a turn is no joke,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of ways that this could have played out, and I guess, you don't wanna expose him too quickly to Braxis, but at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, like, you can do some real work. So, oh
Yeah.
well. I mean, at the end, we have the Dumatef, a single ghosty, and a one life cowboy. So, it was definitely a close game. Lots of different ways this thing could have swung. Like, if Braxis did definitely needed both of those mummy kills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Yeah, lots
yeah,
of big decisions during the game too that could have just like, it just changed the outcome. So I don't know. This it's the kind of game that I like because I feel like it brings up a lot of different decisions, strategy that you can talk about and look at and be like, well, let's see, I'd probably do it this way instead, and maybe you've got a whole
yeah.
different game there.
Well, like I said, with Rygarn, when you have Rygarn in your army, and I love Rygarn, but one of the
Mm-hmm.
things that he does is he allows you to mitigate risk in one of these kind of builds so much so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you go Blue Mummy, Spectre, Spectre, you set yourself up for if the Blue Mummy dies in the first turn, Spectre, Spectre, Spectre. And otherwise, you can go Blue Mummy and then have one of those other two be the Blue Mummy if it's in a better spot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I it was definitely one of those things where I don't know, Rygarn kind of gives you the flexibility to play super risky. And I don't know if Bodacious fully maximized the usage of that. I mean, he definitely got some good usage out of Rygarn, and Rygarn deciding to not roll defense and hit zero temporal jumps did him zero favors.
Right.
Um, and the mummies were also like really bad on offense, like
Really
really
bad.
bad on
So bad.
offense. And yeah, the only reason that they died is because Braxis was like, "I spit on you," and so like, yeah, there's a lot of like, I think if those mummies are just a there's so many little things that if they tweak just a little bit differently, would have made it very hard for Chris to mount this comeback that he did. But at the same time, like Bodacious getting that 2 for 2 to put Braxis at almost dead, that was like the play that brought him back into the game. Because without that, he's in so much trouble.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That was huge. But yeah, I mean, like, oh, this is a great game. It was a great game. I'm really glad you chose this one. That was a lot of fun, Dysol.
Yeah, I'm glad I chose it too. It was a blast to see.
Mm-hmm. Great plays from both sides. Questionable plays from both sides.
Yeah,
I
there's a lot of things that
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot
Like I
of
said,
good and a lot of things that you can nitpick, and that's
well, and
good.
it's also true that when you're watching one of these games as opposed to playing in one of them,
Mm-hmm.
um, you're able to pick up a lot more and be like, you can armchair quarterback more.
Oh yeah.
There's none of the little intangible things that are affecting how you choose to make those decisions and things like that. So it's I feel always easier to spectate and be like, well, I would have done it this way. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. I know there's been times where I've like disagreed with a play that like, I don't know, Doc or Kevin Dola or Matthias or someone like that does, and then I like see the next turn and I'm like, never mind, I
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
wrong. So and then there are times where I've seen things like that with those same players where I'm like, yeah, that's not the play I would have made because no one's perfect. No one makes these right decisions and
Mm-hmm.
you know, but they're always fun to watch, always things you can learn. And yeah, but still, this was a fun little Halloween edition of 10 Points Under.
Yeah, and I am super glad for it. I'm gonna have to try to do something fun with the thumbnail.
Oh, I have every confidence in you at this point. Those thumbnails have been on point.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. I'm thinking. I've got gears turning. We'll see what comes up. But yeah, thank you so much for joining for this one. Before we sign off, do you have anything that you would like to share with the viewers? Any spooky messages?
I don't know if anything necessarily spooky.
Oh, okay.
By the time this comes out, probably be finishing up the V-Cheese tournament or close to it. Season 44 will either be an I don't know if it'll be announced by that point, but it'll be announced really soon. And obviously I stream my stuff. There was a little thing for a while where my computer was well, actually I think it was some of my Twitch settings. As I'm kind of like looking at it more, I set some of them up badly, and so it caused my thing to be all glitchy and stuff, but it looks like I got that pretty much fixed. So that's taken care of. I need to upload a lot of my stuff that I have to YouTube itself, including all of the games that I filmed at ScapeCon, which
Oh yeah.
I'm working on that. And a lot of it I just kinda need to sit down and splice it and do some stuff. I just had a lot of things on my plate, but it's on my to-do list, and it'll get out there. I just don't have a deadline yet. Sorry, I don't have a timeline, a definitive timeline. I'd like this to be the timeline, but those are always harder than, "Ah, yes, this is actually what the timeline is." So, but yeah, those are the things that I'm aware of on, like, my front and OHS's front, and otherwise, yeah, I don't know, just continue to be a good community. Y'all are fan freaking tastic. I am so happy I'm a part of this community. And yeah, that's, I guess, all I really have to say.
I like it. I like it. It's a great time to be a hero scaper. It's always great. So totally agree with you there. Um, so yeah, thank you so much for joining today, Dysole, as well as viewers. Thank you, of course, for tuning in. Make sure you keep an eye on Dysole's channel. Lots of good stuff to come. And lots of good V-Cheese games. In fact,
Oh, the last two have been Laglor winning me games that I've done, so you know.
so watch it and then spam OEAO's power rankings thread about Laglor power. Just a personal request
Laglor
from me.
OP!
just do it, even if you don't agree with it, just do it for the memes. Just do it. But yeah, I'm super excited for that. And in fact, I'll also say I haven't been able to get any V-Cheese games yet. I'm super bummed about it. Just like, I don't know, either I forget or I can't make it to the game for whatever reason. It's been a big bummer. So definitely check out her channel to catch her games, because unfortunately not much will be being shown on this channel. Hopefully I'm still gonna be able to get stuff.
I may have a way around some of that, but we can talk
Awesome.
about that. We can talk about that later.
So maybe good news coming soon. But yeah, with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everybody, of course, for tuning in. And remember what a beautiful world it is that we live in. This will be 10 points under and out.